today we are on the second day. Already you know about the introduction about the speaker and different type of search engines also we have gone through, and how the literature is going to change whenever you're going to search through various search engines. Even I have shown you some examples with a single word queries with a truncation and use of various operators. So today we are going to go ahead with the search reference managers. Before going into a reference managers, let me take you through two more search engines, that is PubMed and Scopus. So those are the two yesterday we have left untouched. So I'll take you through them, then we'll get back to the reference managers. Meanwhile, in between, I'll be giving a 2 minutes break. Then you can ask me some questions if you want. I'm taking you through the PubMed. So whenever you type in the browser, any one of the browser, okay, so it will direct you. For example, if I write a PubMed, so it is going to redirect you to the PubMed. So this is how the PubMed looks. This is a search engine, okay, yesterday which we have not done, and already I have signed in through my National Center for Biotechnology Information NCBI account. I have signed in the NCBI account, that's why it is showing the DR Vivekanand display. And already we have informed all the participants and requested you to create a NCBI account. Actually, if we won't have a sign in, then how it looks, I'll show you that also. Okay, so I'm going to use a Microsoft Edge, and I just have written a PubMed. Okay, after writing a PubMed, once again you could able to see the PubMed here also. It is signed in default. Okay, I will try to sign it out, then how it looks I'll show you. I have signed out from my account. Okay, so when we give the command, like a PubMed, okay, I have signed out. Once again going back to the browser, Microsoft Edge, and I have clicked the PubMed. So this is how it comes. Okay, so I'm trying to sign in. The PubMed. Now you're supposed to go through this, because this is very important structure where you want to sign in. Already we have given you the page, this page, okay, in the link, in the instructions. Those people who have created a National Center for Biotechnology Information, previously when we did it, that time it got accepted, but now it is not accepting a direct login options or a registration. So now it is giving an option of others also. So it is going to sign in through the third-party accounts like the Google account, ORCID account, Microsoft account, Facebook or NIH account, those people who are having an NIH account in the UK, and NCBI account. So these are the various options where you can sign in. So once again, I'm for your convenience, I am closing this browser because already I have signed in a Google Chrome. Okay, so this is how you can create the sign-in options. Okay, so if example, if anybody wants to try with a Google account, just click a Google account. Okay, third-party accounts. So once you click, automatically it will redirect you which account you want to sign in. Okay, so whatever the account you are having, just you can use it. Automatically it will redirect and it will ask you some access policy will be there. It is going to take a data, because nowadays, because of the AI, artificial intelligence and robotics, so usually even robots also work like the humans. To prevent that, they started giving the access for various options. So you need to read through and you have to give the access for the signing in options. Okay, now I have signed in. After signing in, I want to take you through a simple interface of PubMed. Previously it was not so. Now it has been revamped. National Institute of Health, America, United States of America has revamped. So when I'm going to take you through the National Library of Medicine, which has been managed by United States of America. So yesterday we have taken a Carey's word. Today also I'm going to take a Carey's word only. Okay, for a simple search. This is a simple search. Okay, so this simple search is going to give you the search results. Those search results you could able to see here. See, whenever you are going to see the browser, you will have a taskbar. and you have a signed in option. Even without sign in also you can search. That also I'll show you. Okay, I am signed in. First I am showing you after signing in what all the options you are going to get in the PubMed search engine options. Then we will go ahead and we'll show you without signing in what all the things you can do. Okay, you do have a user guide here. Okay, so once if you go through the user guide, in the user guide, frequently asked questions have been answered very well. Okay, so these are all the things you can go through, and it is a very self-explanatory. Whatever I am explaining and discussing you, the same things. Okay, so I have given the queries as a keyword for the search. Yesterday somebody has asked me, I think Professor Pragati has asked, what are the words and what are the text searching and phrase searching. Almost it is the same. Okay, there is no big difference. I have quoted like a quotation and truncation also. So it has got a very same results, except depending on the search engines. Now, I have searched in a simple interface. When I search in a simple interface, it is given a 64,060 results. So you do have a left side where you are going to see. Okay, you do have a lot of NCBI filters. So before going ahead with the NCBI filters, I want you people to go through what all the things are available. Okay, so you do have a clinical trials on queries around 3,578, and English language literature around 50,668. English and humans, involving humans, it is around 40,890. So these are all the filters where you can filter your results, and there are around 5,474 reviews are also available. Okay, and since when you are showing the results, so you are seeing the results from 1781 to 2021. So this is a very longer period, and you do have abstract full text availability. Okay, then article attributes, is there any associate data? So that also I'll show you one by one. Then what are the article types available in the search documents? You can access book and documents. You can limit also. Yesterday I have showed you, and depending on the publication range, usually yesterday somebody has asked me how to go ahead with the systematic search of literature for systematic reviews. In those conditions, according to material methodology, you can do the custom search and you can put additional filters. See, these are additional filters according to the type of the article, which article you want to take. Only I want to take a journal article. Okay, then which language you want to select? I want to select only, imagine I want to select only Dutch language. Okay, then I want to take a subject. Which subject? So there are so many subjects, and journal. So I have selected an article type, then I have selected the language as a Dutch. So let us see what results we will get. Okay, so automatically it has to research. It has to research. Okay, it takes some time and it will research. Those are the additional filters what we have put. This is a Dutch. I'm going to put as a Dutch. So when I put a Dutch, then certainly it is giving you the results of 533 only. So there are articles which have been written in and published in a Dutch language. There are only 533. So since when? Since 1946 to 2021. I can limit here only. See, I can reset here, and I am coming very recent literature. Usually your guide or teacher may say, no, I want very recent 5 years literature. When you say it's a recent 5-year literature, you, instead of going for custom, you can, this is a new option. Previously it was not there. When I started using the PubMed, it was not there. So I'm taking from 2016 to 21. That means last 5 years. So last 5 years on queries, there were around 66 results we have found. Out of these 66, once again you can click free full text. So if you click a free full text, that means it is going to limit only to the articles which are available free of cost. So you can able to see what are the things you can able to see in PubMed. I'll show you. See, one is a PMID, okay, which is a unique ID for the PubMed index article and journals. Then you do have the access. This is an access policy because we have selected the free full text. That's why it is showing the free article, and the language it is showing it's the Dutch. But the type of article is shown here down, because here whenever the journal people are going to archive, they do give so many information while submission. So they do give a PMID, then article type, then the type of article, whether it's a review, original research, or it's a case report, then language of presentation. If I'm going to delimit once again, I have delimited. So once again, we are getting the same back, and I'm going to delimit from the Dutch also. So when I have removed the Dutch, once again, we got a 64,060. So now I could able to tell you what are the types you can see and what are the things you can able to available. See, there is a PMID. The PMID is there. Along with the PMID, you do have a type of article, then you do have a language and abstract, whether it is available or not. Okay, so if you could able to see, you can able to see more. Okay, in one page, even you can display options. When you go to the display option, you can go ahead and see at a time 200 articles in a page. And what are the different formats you want to see? Okay, for example, I want to see the summary. Display summary is this is a summary. If you put as abstract, okay. So when you put as abstract, certainly it will show you the abstract. It's reading the internet, okay, because now you could able to see you do have the title of the article and journal, then you are able to see the abstract, okay, and even it is showing how many articles have cited the same article, cited by 10 articles. If you click this cited by 10 articles, then you could able to see those references, okay, and there are supplementary information is also available, publication type and MES systems. This I am going to expand you with you people. What's the medical subject term headings? Then you do have other links, okay, how many citations, and even you can share to your friend. If I click a share, even you can share the link to the Twitter and Facebook, okay. So these are the newest options available in PubMed as of now, okay. And after summary, so usually what we do use only summary, okay. If you want a PubMed format, okay, how it looks. So this is how the PubMed format looks. So whenever a journal is going to publish an article, they're supposed to give all this, okay. When they will give all this, then only it is possible for them to get it done. Otherwise, it is very difficult for them to understand. Okay, so these are the things which they are going to give. PubMed and where it is a data archive, okay. What are the links which they are having, and when it is a date of publication and which journal, okay. So these all things are a PubMed database. Then when I give the option, display options of other thing. So I'm giving the display option, okay. Now PMID. So I have given a PMID. So just these are the PMIDs. How many PMIDs are existing on those articles? All the articles you could able to find the PMID. Once again, I am going back for the display options. So the display option I am giving once again, going back to the summary, because that's a very easiest way you can look into. Then you can see here in the taskbar, PubMed term is a queries, okay. You could able to see term equal to queries, then and size is 200. The viewing capacity is 200. You can read the taskbar. Then once again, I'm going back. The sort by. Sort by is the best match. Here you can have the most recent publication date and first author and journal. If I click as a most recent, okay, so certainly it is going to give you the picture from a very beginning, like 2021, okay. It is giving from the 2021 and from 1781, but I am going to limit it to the only last 5 years, okay. So I am giving it for 2016. So let us see how many results you will get. So now we are having almost 12,388 results, okay. It's a huge number, because those journals which have been archived in the Medline database. So those all the database you are going to find it over here, okay. So this is how the display options you can be checked from the most recent. I'm going to the publication date and first author, whatever you want, however you want, you can check it, okay. And even you can do it ascending and descending order. You can do it ascending and descending order. Then there are options. There are options like a save. If you want to save, what all you want to save. So you can save it as all results. So if it is all results, then certainly 12,388 results will be saved. Okay. Here it is given only the first 10,000 will be saved, because it's a very huge file. So that time it is going to save only 10,000 results. Then comes whether what you want, whether you want a summary, yes, or else you want a PubMed or PMID or abstract, whatever you want you can save. So just I want to show you as a summary what it is going to create a file. On a queries we are taking it. I want to make it only 2020 to 21 because I don't want more. Okay, 20 to 21, and I'm changing my results. See, now 4000. So for showing purpose, now I want to show as a summary. So if I want to create a file, it will be created into a notepad. Okay. See, here I have not signed in. Imagine I have not signed in here. Okay, I am without signing in. I am showing you. So now my notepad is ready. Okay, notepad is ready. Just I am showing it because it is downloaded into the download. Okay, so now your notepad is there with you. So where you can see all your bibliography, very beautiful bibliography according to the PubMed. So imagine if you supposed to write a bibliography with a hand, how much time it would have taken? Because of the advances in the information technology, machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence, it is giving you a beautiful cross-referenced article. See, all 4000 references are going to come here. Okay, so this is how the beauty of saving. So if I want to give, see, I have given the option all results on this page alone. If I give all results, then you will get everything. You will get everything. See, create a file. Once again, it is showing citations to download to start. It is downloading because it's almost 4000 references. You are going to get it in a notepad. Okay. Once it is going to be downloaded and it is seen. See, you could able to see on the extreme left side. So it is showing the downloads. Okay. So one by one they are getting downloaded. It is complete. The download is complete. Now I am opening the document. Now I am opening the document. So when the document is open, so you could able to see how many number. See, the whole number 4190 has come. 4190 results have come. Imagine in a button click. So you are having a 4190 articles related with your queries research within last 1 year. Okay, so this is the beauty of the search engine, which are very much relevant, which have been archived in the PubMed, and anybody who searches. Yesterday, somebody was asking how many reference search engines we can take for the study. So certainly these are reliable, sustainable, and they are reproducible. If I am a reviewer and you have sent me the systematic review and meta-analysis, what I will do, whenever you are going to give the Prisma chart, so just I'll go ahead and I'll see your results in a single click, whether that article has been done in a proper fashion or not. So I'll be able to understand whether it is a fake or not. Okay, certainly only after going through one click, if your results, which have been initial results, which have been wrong, then I can reject your article without giving any reason. Usually nobody is having a time because reviewer is giving a free of service for the journal. Okay, so in those conditions, you have to be truthful and with a high scientific ethical values. Whenever you do any literature work, literature search, systematic review, and meta-analysis, it is a moral duty of every researcher, academician, student to give a proper evidence-based results. Otherwise, there will be a trouble. At the end of the day, if somebody finds your article is having a flaws or your article is a substandard, sometime the journal people are going to retract it. The retraction is a black remark on the career of any researcher. That's why always we say you take little more time, but don't do any substandard work. If you are unable to do it, you ask your team members to do the work, because systematic review and meta-analysis are the highest evidence in the hierarchy, starting from the case report, case series, then cohort studies, then RCTs, then comes the systematic review and meta-analysis. So whenever you are going to create a highest evidence, then certainly you should have a proper knowledge of the search engines and use of reference managers and how you can assort focus and defocus. Yesterday I told you the word focus and defocus. Whenever you do focus and defocus, for example, I want to do the queries and pedo. See, I told you yesterday Boolean operators and okay, I am writing it here. I'll show you how you can do the advanced search. Okay, and I have written a pedo. Okay, and I want to search the same queries and pedo in the PubMed. You have only 14 results. Imagine when you're going to use, so how it looks. Okay, I'll show you how it looks. I'm going into the advanced one, advanced option. Okay, this is my signed in option. Okay, I have signed in here. So this is called a search builder. See, my search results you can see in the history, and even you can download whenever you are having the account. the beauty of the PubMed is whatever I have searched, everything is available here. Okay, so this is the beauty of the PubMed. So you can save your search in your search history. Okay, and whenever you want, you can go back and retrieve, because this is very important. Tomorrow, after submission of article, they will ask you give us some metadata. Metadata means I have asked somebody, you please give your metadata. If I don't have the saved search, then it is very difficult for you to give the metadata. Then you need to go ahead and you need to do the research, and you should have the same number which you have written. Otherwise, you are going to give the false numbers for the reviewer. Then he will understand he has not done the research at all. Just he has written some wrong random numbers. Okay, so this is the beauty of the PubMed, where it is going to give the search results. So now I'm using the advanced search builder. Okay, so Boolean operators will come here. The Boolean operators and is there, or is there, and not is there. Okay, all these three are there. Now, in which field you want to search? Whether you want to search an author, okay, or whether you want to search a MESS terms. Yesterday, Dr. Anila has asked what is the MESS terms. I'll explain you now. Okay, and you can search ISBN number, issue, okay, and major topics, subheadings, and you can search a title, text words. See, usually what we do to have a defocusing, we use a title and abstract. Okay, so if I use a title and abstract, I'm putting the word same queries in the title and abstract. Okay, and I want to add a Boolean operator, so automatically it has come queries. It will be searched in the title and abstract. Okay, I want to give once again one more term, pedo. Okay, I have given the and is a Boolean operator which I have given. So just I want to add it. Automatically it has come. Either you can type directly in the taskbar, otherwise you can go to the advanced search. This is a query box. Okay, queries you are going to search in the title and abstract, and is a Boolean operator. If both the words are there, then only it will give the results. Okay, so let me search now with the advanced search builder. How it comes? Okay, so you do have only two results. For what? For 1992 and 2021. So you have two results in PubMed, which is going to contain in the abstract and title. This is very much focused results. Okay, I'm telling you, it is very much focused results, because we have given the queries and pedo. Both words should be there. They have been highlighted here. Okay, they have been highlighted in the abstract and title. Okay, so this is how you're supposed to perform the search. So now I want to change the same. Okay, so here already it is there, so I can edit this. Okay, I can edit this. What I'll do, so instead of the same search, okay, what I'm going to do, I'll change this. Instead of abstract, I'll change it to into only title. Okay, so even pedo also I want it in a title. When I change, then automatically what happens? There are zero results. There is a zero results. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll remove this pedo. I'll put adult. Okay, let me see, is there any adult queries in the title? We're talking about the title. Okay, no abstract. We have taken only the title. Okay, yes, adult and queries. There are around 153 results. So this is how you can change your advanced search. Once again, I'm going to the advanced search. Okay, so this is how you can build. Now I use the and you can use or also. Or means automatically the number of search is going to increase, because I want to search it in a, where I want to search in a title and abstract, queries. Okay, then I'm using the or, then just enter. Automatically it comes to the query box. Then you use a queries or pedo. Okay, then automatically once again it has another word, queries in the title and abstract, or pedo and title and abstract. Certainly it will take both the words for search. Okay, even if I put adult, imagine if I put adult, okay, I'll use a not. Okay, not means not adult. So automatically what will be our search? Automatically our search is increased, because it is going to take up the queries or pedo. So any articles in the title and abstract, mention of the queries or mention of the pedo will be taken as a two different entities, and all the things will come, but not adult. So those things who don't have the adult, that only will be catched. Okay, now what I'll do, Apart from this title, I'll remove from the title. Okay, previously what I have done, only I have removed from the title. Now I am researching. So the results have come down. Okay, now I don't want the queries in the abstract. I just am changing it to the only title. Okay, so how the result will come, we'll see. Now the results once again came down. This is around 23,000. Okay, so this is how you can search. Example, if you want to do any library dissertation, or you want to do dissertation for your MDS, or you want to do PhD thesis, you need to understand how to focus and defocus for your literature. So if anybody is interested to give the keyword, I'll be very happy. You can put in the chat box. So everybody will be seeing and doing. So you will get different results. So how that can be changed for an appropriate database which you want. Okay. If you have any queries in your mind, just let me know so that I can search for you. Okay. And next, already I have discussed about save. Now another option is there. Without signing in also you can email. See, for example, if somebody has told you, "Are please, I don't have internet, you please give me the results." Then automatically what you want, all the results on this page or all results. Okay. So only 1000 will go in the email. What you want, summary, and send the email to whom? So you have to put somebody's name. So example, I am writing to Romi. Okay, romi@gmail.com. And automatically if you click send a mail, automatically the mail which the search results are there, it will go to his email. That means you are giving him the better edge. Even he don't have access, so he can see through your email. Okay, this is a beauty where you can send to the email, and even you can send to. See, already I'm going to discuss about citation managers in a few minutes. So you can send to the clipboard, my bibliography. If you're having the sign-in account, automatically it goes to the my bibliography. Okay, I'll show you where the my bibliography will be there. Then collections and citation manager. See, when I click my account, then you do have a dashboard, publications and account setting. I'll click the dashboard. Okay, I'm going to a dashboard of a PubMed. So you do have all this. Okay, this is a my NCBI. In my NCBI, you do have a search results. Either you can search in a PubMed. Okay, yesterday somebody has asked me, what is the genome research? EGX, I think Dr. Purna Chandra has asked. So these are the few things which the PubMed is having. Okay, and you can search any of these. Okay, and here there are my bibliographies. So whatever I am going to do in my bibliography, you can manage. And these are recently searched search results. And you do have some collections. I do have some collections in my research. And these are the recent activities. The recent activities will be there even if you don't search, but you can turn it off also. Whenever you are going to turn it off, the recent activity will not be there. And the filters, these are the different filters. Okay, and you do have a nucleotide. So many things are there. PubMed, MESH, all those things will be there. And this is my CV, where it is going to have you the asking of my CV. Okay, so these are my NCBI account. This is how it looks. Okay. Once again, I'm going back to the PubMed. So let us see in the advanced search, what are the MESH terminologies. Okay, so I want to take you through the MESH term because that is also very important. Majority of the journals will ask the MESH terms. Imagine MESH terms. I'm going to put a heart attack. Okay, heart attack. I want to put a heart attack in the MESH terms. Okay, I want to search. So what it is going to give? See, if I'm going to put it as a MESH terms, it is going to have a medical subheadings. Okay, if you put directly MESH terms, just for your purpose, I'm showing. If you want the MESH terms in a Google, okay. So I have clicked in a Google. So automatically it takes you to the NCBI site, MESH. Okay, so here you can understand a heart attack. Okay, what it gives a result, because you do have a hierarchy, otherwise a tree. Okay, so I have given the heart attack in the MESH system. So this is how it gives. These are the medical subheading terms. Okay, these medical subheading terms are going to give a myocardial infarction. Myocardial infarction. These myocardial infarction are going to give the different names. Okay, and you do have a hierarchy. In this hierarchy, MESH terms, database category, cardiovascular diseases, myocardial infarction. Usually, whenever you do any clinical trial registries, that time you're supposed to have these MESH terms. Okay, And you do have a myocardial infarction, either anterior wall, inferior wall, shock, or ST elevation. All those things will come from different areas. Okay, these are all the terms which you are going to have. You do have a subheadings here once again. Okay, if you want to use the analysis part, you can click analysis. Automatically the search result will change. Okay, so here it is a search builder. It is giving you how it is going to give. Okay, analysis part. So these are the things how you are going to see for the analysis part. Okay, so this is how you can do the ME system. See here, in the ME systems you have used a myocardial infarction or it may be heart attack. That's how it takes a text word. I think Dr. Pragati has asked me the question. So here the myocardial infarction is the ME system. For that there is a text word. That's a heart attack. I hope Dr. Pragati is there, who is able to listen to my words. Dr. Pragati? Yes? I think Pragati can answer me if she is there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
yeah,
follow.
thank you. Thank you.
I was just wondering where we can get
the
the
message words and the text words. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we are going back once again. Okay, this is all about the PubMed. So I have left out with yesterday one more, that's the Scopus. How you are going to search in a Scopus. Okay, some people may have access or some people may not have access. So already I have told you, if you don't have access, how it looks. So this is how the Scopus looks. You have author search, sources, and create account. You can create account, but you may not get access. Okay, this is all a Scopus content by the Elsevier. Okay, if I sign in into account, okay, I do have account of mine. Okay, so if I'm going to sign in, it will take to me into a Scopus. Okay, I have to put my password. If I'm going to put my password, then the password is going to take you through the account of yours, of a Scopus account. Okay, so I am a reviewer and an author in the lot of Scopus journal, so I have the accessibility for the searching. Otherwise, you don't get this accessibility. Okay, so if you are not author, then certainly these sources cannot be searched. So here, PubMed and Scopus, there is a little difference. See, the title article is there in the search where you want to search. Then you do have abstract and keywords. Okay, you do have a similar compounds which you can able to see in the PubMed also. You do have a author, source title, abstract, keywords, affiliations, funding, acronym, language. For example, if I want to search who have funded the result, example, if I give Department of Science and Technology, okay, Science and Technology, then I want to see where the funding agencies are. No funding agencies available. You do have a secondary documents and you do have patents. Okay, so these are the things which you need to look after. If I'm going back once again, I want to give some good search in the Scopus. Okay, so I want to search in the title and abstract. So I want to give the search. Okay, caries. Just here also I want to give the caries word, which is the favorite word for the dentist. Without caries, survival of the dentist is not possible. See, when I put the caries in the PubMed, the results are different, and when I put in the Scopus, the results are different. Okay, so you do have a 75,678 documents. These are the results in the caries. And what all the things you can do in the Scopus? You can click all, and you can export the text, and there is a download option, view citation review, and view cited by, save to list. Even you can print, email, and you can download. Okay, and here sort on. So either all oldest, newest, cited highest, which is most recent citations which they have given, highly cited article. So that means that's the popularity of that article. It has been cited 3,564 times. That means 3,564 articles are having this citation. So this is a very beautiful article then, because this is a global burden of the disease, okay, which has been published in a Lancet in this year, okay, which has been cited by this many number of people. So this is a, you can do. And similar to PubMed, you do have on the extreme left side refined results by open access, year, okay, then by author, And usually some author names will be there, which are very much familiar. Example, Bowen. Okay, Bowen, who has done, I think, what Bowen has done? Anybody? Resins. Okay. So now I want to go ahead with the Bowen. So if I click Bowen, okay, then certainly you can limit to the Bowen articles only, nothing else. Okay. So you can do that also, and you can go to the subject areas. Only I want a dentist, then there are around 35,000. That means a majority of the people will publish in various journals. That's also very important. Some specialty articles will be published in specialty journals, and some do publish in other journals also. Okay, but they may not be searchable sometime because they are not indexed in some of the indexing agencies. And what are the different document types? Articles, review, conference papers, okay, books and chapters, and erratum. Sometimes there may be some retractions will be there, okay. And publication stage, whether it's published completely or in press also it is giving. Then source titles, then it gives the keywords, which all the keywords you are using, okay. Then affiliations, which all the affiliations with a particular university. Previously it was not there, now they have included, and even a funding agencies, okay. And country of origin or a territory also has been given. Then source type and language once again, okay. If you click the English language, majority of the articles published are in the English language, okay. And you do have other languages also, okay. So these all things can be searched in the Scopus, and you do get a secondary documents. Example, I want a secondary document related with your primary search. Then certainly you are going to have a secondary documents. Just I am searching, okay. Now it is giving you the secondary documents. Okay, in the secondary document, see, this icon represents a secondary document. SECO is a secondary document. Okay, so you do get some secondary documents related with those articles. Okay, so you can have those articles also, and you do have patents. So there are some patents which may be available. So you do get a patents. Okay, so these are some patents by so many people. So patent office, patent number, year of publication, and inventor names or applicant names. Okay, so these are the 40,000 results on Carey's patents. Okay, so this is the beauty of the Scopus. Those people who have access for Scopus, usually any researchers, my personal suggestion will be you should use a minimum of 2 to 3 search engines and 2 to 3 databases. Because if you don't use different databases, then you may miss some important articles. Then your results for the publication will be very less. These are the few results where you are going to check. Okay. Then coming to Cochrane. Yesterday I told you people we have not went to the Cochrane. After Cochrane, we are going to have a break of 2 minutes. So now I am searching through the Cochrane. So this is how the Cochrane looks. Okay, you inconvenience. We do have on-site students. Sometime we are in the close proximity. If they will switch on the speaker, then we'll get a reverberation. Sorry for the technical problem. Okay. So now we are discussing about the Cochrane. Yesterday I have shown you. See, there are some databases which are embedded search engines also. Okay, embedded search engines. Cochrane, Medline is having the PubMed search engine. Okay. Similarly, Scopus is from the Science Direct, so it do have the search engine. So we do have a signing in option here. So I do have my Cochrane sign in because you need to subscribe something. Okay. So if I want to search, okay, here you can do in the title and abstract without signing in, or record title what you want. So if I want a queries, once again I am searching for a queries. So what you are going to get? Okay. So just I am searching a queries in the Cochrane database. Cochrane database is meant for systematic reviews and meta-analysis. Okay, and sometimes they do have a clinical trials, RCTs, randomized clinical trials. See, you see the beauty of the Cochrane because this is the highest evidence-based database. Okay, so here you could able to see there are around 83 results. Those are Cochrane reviews, and you do have a Cochrane protocols. There are around 12 protocols are available on queries. Then you do have a trials. Around 7,000 trials, 6,999 trials are available. Then there are some editorials, zero editorials, special collection. Then there are some clinical answers. Sometime after publication, so there may be somebody who is going to ask, okay, So you need to answer them. Then it is also depending on the A to Z alphabetically, okay, relevancy, publication date. So these things can be done, and even results. You can see in one single page around 100, 25 to 100, okay. So I can just scroll down. There are only 83 articles, okay. If I'm going to put as 100, then automatically it gives you the 100 results. And even you can search custom range. So I'm taking August 1st to the August 14th, today's date, okay. So August 14th I'm taking. So let us see after application of the custom range. So you do have one result. What is the accuracy of trans illumination on optical coherence of tomography for the diagnosis of dental enamel caries? So this is a one article which is available. That's the clinical answers. Okay. So when you see the Cochrane reviews, how many reviews are published within this days? Okay. Once again, I'm putting the day August 1st to August 14th. These are very specific filters. Okay. Whenever you apply filters, it gives you yes. There is a one Cochrane review matching caries in title and abstract. Okay. So direct composite resin filling versus amalgam filling for permanent posteriority. And you do get a PICO. It's also very important. Whenever any researchers want to do, they're supposed to have a PICO. Okay. So which actually it is out of my purview to discuss. That usually we discuss during the how to write a proposal for a research or a grant writing. That's another workshop which we conduct in our department. Okay. So these are the few things which will be available in the Cochrane. So with this, I think I'll stop here for a 2 minutes break. If you have any doubts, because yesterday we have not covered this part, now we'll jump on to the managers, reference managers. Okay. Before we jump into the reference managers, so let me get back to you after 2 minutes. So I thank you tuning with us. So any queries, you are welcome to ask the questions either in a chat box. Okay, take a break, have a water, cup of tea. I'll get back to you. Thank you.